On our Revelation TV tour to Israel in 2019, we also visited Jordan. And on the tour bus, we headed north towards Petra. Our tour guide is Wael, a very knowledgeable man, most pleasant, and made us most welcome in this amazing country. Wael pointed out that the filming of Lawrence of Arabia was shot in Jordan, as it has the most spectacular scenery. In the past, we've stayed in many hotels while touring the Holy Lands, and I have to say that this hotel is the most exquisite we've had the privilege to be in. The hotel is so elegant and has really good facilities. Sadly, we didn't have a lot of time to enjoy these beautiful surroundings, but God willing, I sure would like to do so next time we visit Jordan. The surroundings are beautiful and the atmosphere is so tranquil. What did I say? Okay. On our tours, we have to make an early start in the mornings, meaning that we have to get a good night's sleep and we have to go to bed early. We do have a full day ahead of us. Hello. Hello. How are you, brother? Petra is famous for its rock cutout architecture and water conduit system. And because of the color of the stone from which it is carved, Petra is also called the Rose City. It has been recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1985 and now ranks as one of the 7 wonders of the world and is Jordan's most visited tourist attraction. Church without walls? And there's some more behind?
Yes. You need to get a place where the God lived. And these were the houses where they believed it was houses of gods and goddesses. Now, wherever we go, and you see like this block, it is a house of God, or genie block as we call them.
Wael, our tour guide, enlightens us about some of the ancient history, especially about these so-called House of God sites. There are 3 enormous squat monuments known as genie blocks or God blocks. And Dashara, a Nabatean deity whose name means Lord of the Mountain, was widely worshipped in Petra. The Nabatean religion is a form of Arab polytheism and is practiced in Nabatea, an ancient Arab nation which worshipped their gods at the temples, which were in high places. They preferred to decorate their sacred places with geometric designs. They made sacrifices to their gods and performed other rituals and believed in the afterlife. Why not? Petra is believed to have been established in 312 BC, making it one of the oldest cities in the world. It was the capital city of the Nabateans, who were the ancient southern Arab people that arrived in Jordan around the 6th century BC. It's been said that they were essentially the makers of one of the most extraordinary prehistoric civilizations. Where is Petra geographically speaking? Well, it's situated between the Red and the Dead Sea. Petra was a significant junction or trade route between Egypt, Arabia, and Syria and Phoenicia during the Hellenistic and Roman times, and it was also a key hub for the silks of China, spices of India, and the incense of Arabia. All in all, a major trade route both ways from the Middle East to the Far East. As I mentioned earlier, Petra, the city, was the principal city of the ancient Nabateans and was famous for its trade. It wouldn't have been possible for Petra to exist if it had not been for the water channel system that was constructed to offer storage and supply for its people. As a result, there was apparently enough water to support 30,000 citizens that are believed to have occupied Petra. Quite often, there were flash flooding. It was well directed into these water channels, and it saved the people not only from being flooded, but also it provided water for all of its citizens. A Swiss explorer called Johann Ludwig Burchard discovered Petra in 1812 because it was unknown as a metropolitan for around about 5 centuries. It is also called the Lost City, quite appropriately. Petra in Hebrew, or the transliteration, means rock, and in Arabic it's very similar. In Latin, Petra is a geographical name encountered several times in the Hebrew Bible, and since when used with the article, it simply translates to the rock. I recall when Jesus mentioned to the Apostle Peter, when he said, "Upon this rock I will build my church." It's recorded in Matthew chapter 16, verse 18. Of course, that took place in Caesarea Philippi in northern Israel. The Nabateans, before they were conquered and absorbed into the Roman Empire, controlled the vast tract of the Middle East from the modern-day Israel to Jordan and into the northern Arabian Peninsula. But more clues remain beneath the surface. As it's been said, there's just 15% of the city has been uncovered, and the vast majority, that's 85%, is still underground and untouched. Numerous scrolls in the Greek and dating to the Byzantine period were discovered in an excavated church back in December 1993. That was near the Winged Lion Temple. Researchers at the American Center of Oriental Research in Amman, the capital of Jordan, are now analyzing the scrolls and hope that they will shed more light on the life in Petra during this period. Once Rome formally took possession of Petra in AD 106, its importance in international trade began to wane. And Petra reached its peak near the end of the Byzantine period, and that was around 700 AD. Peeping through the rocks straight ahead of us is Petra's jewel in the crown, the treasury. Quietly hidden between the canyons of Petra is this magnificent structure carved out of the sandstone rock face. The purpose of the treasury is unclear. Some archaeologists believed it to be a temple, while others thought it was a place to store documents. Local Bedouins believed that an Egyptian pharaoh had hidden a treasure in the urn on the top. Others believed this to have been a mausoleum, a crypt, and is estimated to be over 2,000 years old. Well, the ancient city of Petra became one of the 7 wonders of the world when it was chosen in 2007 by a vote of 100 million people. Yeah. The city's carved rose-red sandstone rock facades, tombs and temples became known around the world with its appearance in Indiana Jones, that's the film, remember? And The Last Crusade, back in 1989. Yeah, very old. Most of these dear people rely on tourism, and now because of the global pandemic, they have lost their way of making a living. Please remember to pray for them, and especially Wael, our tour guide, whom we became very fond of. I've kept in contact with Wael, and he has shared with me just how devastating it has been for him and his family, and for so many others in Jordan, as it also has been for most of us across the world. This particular Revelation TV Church Without Walls tour to Jordan and Israel was the last tour we made before this horrendous COVID pandemic, which has taken millions of lives, devastating economies estimated to be in the trillions of dollars, causing businesses to close down, loss of jobs, loss of homes, and so many have lost all hope and a reason to live. Therefore, I so want to offer a message of hope, an amazing opportunity for a wonderful future. I'm going to read from the last book in the Bible, from Revelation, chapter 21, starting from verse 1. And then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there is no longer any sea. And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is among the people, and he will dwell among them, and they shall be his people, and God himself will be among them. And he will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there will no longer be any death. There will no longer be any mourning or crying or pain. The first things or the former things have passed away. And he who sits on the throne said, Behold, I am making all things new. These are so wonderful. These are my favorite verses in the whole of the Bible. I read them 50 odd years ago when I was a young lad. And they so enthralled me, even at that age when we think we're invincible as a young person, when we're never ever going to die or pass away. So it wasn't fear of death or anything, but it was about the fact that one day there would be justice, real justice. There would be peace, real peace. There will be people who will have such a wonderful life, living in eternity, without the problems that this life brings. And I hope this message goes deep into your spirit and gives you the hope for the future that we all need right now. God bless you all.